Hello, I am Rick187 and welcome back to Shadow Empire. We're going to be continuing our first delve into this fantastic 4X game. 4X war game, I suppose, maybe a better way of describing it. We're going to be continuing our Cult of Noel, which we last played on the 3rd of January. So there you go. Load into that. Like I said, having a Christmas-themed cult is getting slightly old now in the 17th of January, so I'd like to try and wrap this up in the next week or so. I think it'd be good to, knock this out by the end of January. And as I discussed at the end of the last stream/episode, depending on how you choose to consume this content, our aim for this is going to be a war with the mage over here, which I think is Birkin something or other. Nope, Brudersket. Close enough. So that's going to be our war. See if we can't beat those guys. Or at very least, if not completely annihilate them, take a couple of zones and be thoroughly on the front foot. Because if we look at the reports for the victory overview, yeah, you can see, although we're in third, it's all very, very, very close at the minute. So if we take out either of our competitors, we would essentially have enough to go on and get the victory, even if it's not quite the the full victory at that time. It's going to be eventually. So that's the plan. As ever, we probably loaded in at the end of the turn. You are not doing so well logistic-wise. Yeah, maybe bring you back, or I would say maybe expand the mode. What are these? Low mountains. Ah, the mountainy world of this planet that we're on. It's been oh so troublesome. But there we have it, and we're going to push down on flats. Okay. And we've been, trying and failing to kill this guy, although I did get some good advice saying that there's a penalty you actually get for, what do you call it? Using lots of units. Estimate from each other. So there should be something in here about the number of units we're using. Okay, ammo's not great. Attack saturation. There you go. It's missing too much firepower to too little quantity of targets. So, okay, it's not making much difference here, but that's something to be aware of. If you go in with everyone and anyone, then it has a negative effect. So, thanks to the commenter on YouTube who pointed out, I'm sorry, I should have checked your name before I went live, but I didn't because I'm bad at what I do. Yeah, but I appreciate that anyway. Alright, so let's maybe double check what we're building just to remind myself. So we've got a metal mine going here. That's excellent because metal has been kind of stumbling block at the minute. Our IP is actually okay. We've got a couple of industries kicking around, but metal has been difficult to come by. I believe we're building some scavenging here. Yeah, recycling. And we're upgrading our ice mine because our water was starting to dip just a little bit in our burgeoning civilization. It's worth knowing, although we have a lot less zones than Birkenstedt, we have we have the same population essentially. Sorry, Brudersket. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get 7 zones, man. We've only got 3, so much smaller cities. That's okay. We did get our first tank rolled out in the last time. Here we go, which consists of some dragons, which is our heavy tank. Tank and medium tank, and I believe there's some assault guns as well. The Zion. We've got some 88s, and we've got some more 88s. 100mm steel plate. So you just have less. No, 100mm steel. Have I just built an assault gun? But it's essentially. Oh no, it's a high velocity. There we go. 88mm high velocity as opposed to just the 80mm howitzer. That's the difference. Cool. So I would like to. I'm going to prioritize getting another one of them out the door. And then perhaps one more artillery, and then we're going to say that's good to go. But before we do that, notice I've got no ammo. So let us, before we end the turn, very quickly workshop ourselves some ammunition. We don't have much metal kicking about.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Might hamper some of my building. Past me made some bad decisions apparently. So we have, although we're at peace with this miner here, obviously we have no recognition of borders, so that's always going to be funsies there. And that's it. We've got no real issues along the rest of our borders. You know, some miners and stuff, but no big deal. No harm, no foul. I'm going to say it was a very quiet turn to kick things off. As ever, the biggest challenge in this has been getting a reasonable road through these mountains, which we've put so much resources into. It's been funny. And then obviously private industry went, build a metal mine all the way out here, because you know that won't be a horrible drag on your logistical network. Alright. No losses, no kills. Sounds exciting. Oil well community was removed. Fine. Full-blown decade of revolution. Okay, and we discovered an automated turret. We have an idea to put a robotic mind in charge of a static turret position. Well, that sounds like a terrible idea. We've made the Wasp Swarm, which I think is AA. It's got those kind of quad machine guns. So although it's technically A, it's also very good at an anti-infantry role. We found a steel saddle with an intact... Oh, Galactic Republic equipment. Nice. Amazon and Jupiter. Sweet. Fate stratagems. Okay. Oh, unification. Anyone will be up for that. I suspect not. We can have a nosy. Right. If I remember my order of why I try and run things in turns, we start with decisions. Demand that government will reach at least 54. Now, I don't think we were necessarily going government. Where were we? No, in fact, we were going commerce. So, no.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, guys. Model design priorities. New models. I don't know how many more models we've got left to discover. What I would like is more OOBs, but I can't remember if that's the model design clusters or not. So let's say just keep doing what you're doing. New design. We've got everything. Is anything worth upgrading? I can't remember. Let's quickly check our machine gun. No, they're the best. Yeah, no, let's not do that. We check our infantry. They're also the best. Yep. Okay, no issues there. Our arty are currently massive howitzers. Fine. No, I think we would just go for an ultralight aircraft then. Ultralight, well, probably recon, isn't it? What kind of engines? Which engine power do we want? Let's try a light propeller. With very small wingspan. And no, just a small fuel tank, no weapons. What does that look like? Not viable. Excellent. Ha! Minimum takeoff speed, maximum speed, maximum range. Okay, so let's not do that. I like the fact it remembers. So what do we want? More fuel? Okay, let's slap on a 500. No weapons. What does that look like? 3 hexes. Why are you so bad? Okay, recon is fine. Keep with the light propeller. I want bigger wings. Let's try bigger wings. Let's do bigger wings in the same fuel tank. What does that change anything? Makes it worse. And you can't take off. Okay, let's not do that. I feel like I'm getting to a point where this is going to be a completely useless design. Let's go up to a lot of fuel. 5 hexes. That's terrible. Alright, just don't bother. Waste of time. No orders right now. Make my planes better before we build them, please. Okay, next up we have assets, so we have guys obviously hit some resource issues because we spent all the metal, so I can't really complain about that. We'll hold fire. We do have a whole bunch of metal, which I'm just going to use for units right to this particular moment. Actually, I want some more ammunition.
Yes, sir.
Something like that. Just taking upwards for now, and I would like to raise information, please, of tanks. Where are you? Oh, not those mediums. I think we're going for. They've now lost. What MG, anti-tank, artillery. Wasn't a heavy tank, was it? No. Infantry, light tank, wasn't them either. Mechanized. There's MG recon, motorized infantry, artillery, AT, bike, medium tank. There we go. Please raise one of these. Okay, so it's now 2 of them. That used all the metal again this turn, but you know. Sacrifices need to be made. A reasonable maneuver on him. That's good. We'll get him heading out towards the front. No, you're driving, which generally frowned upon as a bad thing. Move you out this direction. Hold the line. I'll push you up. I'd like to pull you back. We can keep the first infantry kind of up here, and let's bring the 4th down as our attacking battalion. Brigade. I'm never getting it right. So we've got these tanks. Field, we've got some artillery down here as well. Perfect. And we're going to beeline towards Malso. Now, what can we do in terms of roads? What we got here? Low mountains, low mountains, low mountains. This is going to be just like the worst. How much IP we got spare? A little bit actually, 500. Hey, original Twitch. Hey, how's it going? Glad of you to stop on by. Hope you're having a good evening. If we wanted to build a road, dirt road, what's that gonna cost me? 1,200. That's pricey. Okay, won't build. Hey Biz, how's it going? My handsome face hides on a Monday. For reasons. What if I went straight from here and said 640? That's doable. We can do that. Not in one turn we can't, but let's edge towards that. There we go. Good. Half our industrial points for a turn on one little bit of dirt road. Mountains are the worst. But we'll eventually get connected here, and we'll at least have some connection towards Malso. Bad hair day. I no longer have to post. No, I just currently for the things I record and throw up on YouTube, I am not using the camera. I'll probably change that shortly, but that's been the way I've run it thus far. Okay, all these other units are kind of just holding guard, to be honest. I'm tempted to push you guys forward one just to secure that resource, although I'm not using it, so it's not a whole deal point. I know you are, Biz. I know. It's no wrong with that. This militia, we need to go back to move mode, was heading towards Venus, and then you guys go here. They weren't all militia, were they? No, they were part of this infantry brigade that was moving the other direction. Cough, mistakes were made. Right, move them back out, that's fine. Guys, it's still having serious logistical issues here, and it's just, I think, the length of this road is hurting us. To be perfectly honest, we could just pull back slightly. I don't really need to protect this big, vast openness of nothing. Let's Let's just artillerize this dude for a while. Go to graphical view. Here we go. One hit, 2 hits. Alright, fair enough. Fine. And these guys, however, are a bit more interesting. We'll look to see what we got. What type of beastie are you? 700. 4-meter carnivores. With good attack, not so great defense, actually. We only have militia to tangle with them. We don't need to have great attack defense. Really, it still causes problems, but we'll encroach upon them. See what they do. Are you moving into position? All right. Yeah, slowly edge towards setup. So it's probably gonna take us another what, 1, 2, probably another 3 turns, and then we'll be on the border. We'll hit the go button and see what happens. Meanwhile, I'll might take a little bit of turn, and again I think well you can see already I've committed the metal to the war resources, so we're not going to be able to finish our buildings. Such is the decisions. Okay, cars was another thing I wanted to check out. Miners. Is there any chance anyone would be interested in unification or a client? No. The wild lands? No. Okay, that's not happening. Fine. Spies, however, I will happily keep standing against our adversary. Affirmative. 2 more spies in there. Excellent. Anything particularly want to do in here? How much? We've got 3 fate points. I'll hold on to now. What do you do, my friend? Mean lean android that fights the enemies of its controller with high precision rapid rifle fire. That sounds pretty good. Who have we got down here? 4th Infantry. Oh, why don't we give it to one of these guys? Affirmative. Alright. Have at them, lads. And an energy lance. I think I might be tempted to give to someone like my tank division. Should be somewhere near the bottom of the list, we would have thought. There we go. Have an energy lance. See, what have you got already? Vaguely remember giving you a lot of stuff. Energy lance, anti-grav, gravity shield. Yeah, I did. I did do that. Why don't we give it to this tank battalion instead? Sweet. We should have some pretty heavy-hitting units. Let's spend a couple of these. Affirmative. Will aid nonsensy things. Give a little bit of a morale bonus. Right, let's give out to the 4th as well while we're here. Good if you could have a kind of apply all to OB, but I get that it doesn't exist. It's a bit situational. I guess it doesn't come up that often. Alright, should give them a morale boost, and that'll do. Okay, we could a quick look at trade actually, just see what price the metal is. I expect it's going to be prohibitively expensive. Oh, the 5.3, that's expensive. Original switch saying you gave units to your AI squad, but the units vanished. Do you know why? I do not. I did not know you could hand over units to AI controls. There you go, you're one up on me. It's not the reason you came here though, to give knowledge the other way. And I don't want to sell any of that. Alright. Unless the AI has abilities to disband units if it cannot, I don't know, adequately supply them or something of that ilk, but not a feature I'm not up to speed with, I'm afraid. I do want to check the logistics hub, truck station even, in Jupiter. So I might look to upgrade that as well, because it's going to have a lot of stuff it needs to push out west. You're still learning the game, you're not knowledgeable. Well, me too, mate. We took 100 losses for 100 kills. That's okay. I'll take 100 militia for 100 bugs. And we killed actually 600 walkers. We lost 50 tanks. That's not real tanks, that's militia tanks. So we'll have a look at that. Metal deposits are good. Ooh, Ossoldus has violated our borders and declared war. Well, that could be a bit of distraction. Hydroponics robotization. Okay, we don't have any hydroponics, but that's cool. Heavy combat armor. That's nice. And that's complete research, so we can actually now utilize that in our units. Yeah, we discovered a bazooka. Rocket engine efficiency. That's probably useful for making our planes something we'd actually use. Not yet. Right. Oh, these dudes have decided to come and have a go. Have you? Thing is, I mean, fine. I don't know. These guys don't even seem to have a city. I don't quite know how they're alive. I will tangle with them. I mean, it's not going to be much of a fight, to be perfectly honest. I'll swing these guys down for a bit of support, in case you try and push in towards Zoxa Hill. I realise I've gone for unit movement. I should do decisions first. Keep with my flow. Militia want a plaque. I don't have that much money. How is my militia faring? This one. Yeah, still pretty strong. Alright, have a plaque.
Affirmative.
Demand the number of hexes which we have recon reaches 1,661. That's an extra 100. Am I going to push through 100 hexes worth of fog? Given that we can... Actually, we already have vision over Malt, so no, that's not happening, mate.
Yes, sir.
The Syndic Union is not becoming friends with us. Okay, military research has just finished heavy combat armor. Let's go for... gas powered? I don't know how these compare to Gauss. Well, let's do it and we'll find out. And since we just got combat armor, let's upgrade the Foot 5. Gauss rifle, but heavy combat armor, please. Thank you very much. And Venus wants to upgrade.
Order received.
Sure, I think we're in a reasonable enough state to do that. And our spies have found info. One of our spies in Bruderskett has obtained a document that reveals their lord is involved in treason and influence internal politics. By giving this information to a faction of our choice. Shining Doctrine, Humanist Shrine, or Armed Church Knight. Well, let's have a look. At Bruderskett. Do you tell me? Leading faction is the Doctrinists. Okay. Oh, it's over here. I'm going to say give it to the Humanists.
Roger that.
Just to try and unbalance them by making the minor powers slightly stronger. It's all not going to be much difference when we go to war, but... There we go. Right. Move you guys down. Tanks are going to be at the front first, almost. Yes, let's recorrect a mistake from last turn. Just because the colour is not very distinctive, that's what tricked me. If we went in with everyone here, what do we start getting? Yeah, we do get quite a -8% attack dice. That's not great. But I'm happy just to keep bombarding this guy for just now. Wow, 2 kills. That's actually really good. 3 kills. Excellent.
Yes.
Alright, I feel like we're slowly getting somewhere with this mob. Like I say, we're probably not going to push much further west, or east I should say anyway, because we're a bit of a limit of our logistics right now, so slowly clearing out these guys is fine by me. Oh, I did want to check. I should have done this before actually. The battle. So this one we knew about. That was it. We saw that happen. 100 militia dying for 100 twinglers. And over here we lost. So it's our buggies we lost actually. And then we lost 20 buggies there. Okay. It's not the end of the world. We'll have to make sure we've got some replacements for those guys. I'm happy to... Right, let's push up. So, I will pull you back slightly. Well, there's not many of these guys left, he thinks. See if we can't cut them off and maybe destroy these dudes, if there is truly only 800 of them. Meanwhile, let's leave you there. Oh, you've come down. Almost come off. You'll probably attack out again. These weak, these units are super weak, like 600 dudes. We'll see what we can get away with. SHQ. What have you got going on in terms of buggies? You have none. Let us build you some buggies. 100 buggies going to cost us that much. Okay. The only other thing, oh, we've got loads of metal now. I would look to raise, and we'll just raise it here. Let's put another artillery. Motorized artillery battalion, please. Independent motorized AT battalion. I mean, a regiment's probably a mental size, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, we'll just do the battalions for just now. Not AT, I don't want AT, I want artillery. A motorized artillery battalion. There we go. Why you're splitting between the two, I don't know. That's a terrible design. What are we short on? Oh, ammunition. I can fix that. We raise those. Let's produce a little bit more ammunition.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll raise the formation. Independent, motorized artillery. Perfect. Grand. And with the IP we have kicking around, let us finish this road. Ready. Connect to the AI road. Done. Wrong button, right click there. Perfect. And then we'll start to backfill this with paved roads when we can. Ah, yes, speaking of, I was going to check in Jupiter, seeing what state our transport hub. Station level 3. What out of interest? Cost upgraded to level 4. 4 rounds, 100 metal, 100 IP. That seems like a no-brainer. And our city is level 4, so we should be able to do that. Level 5, actually. Should be able to upgrade you, no problem. So the city size limits the size of your assets. Logistics. Workstation, level 4.
Copy that.
Alright. Green across the board for our resources, which is lovely to see. We'll move. These guys are getting defensive position, that's fine. You're heading off across to block these guys out. And I'm kind of I'll let them kind of expend themselves on me a little bit. Maybe we'll surround them and destroy them in time, but my definitely wants to be on these chaps. Right, just a quick check of recycling stations we've got here. This guy is... he's upgrading to 3. You're an agridome. Finished a metal mine. We may want to consider how much was our metal here? 35,000, I believe that is. What's an upgrade on you look like? 2 rounds. Stuff we can afford. I'll put up to 500 metal per turn. Yeah, that sounds tasty. Okay. At that point, I think we probably want to put a light industry in Venus if it doesn't have one. Yeah, industry level 1, definitely. Sweet. Okay, things are looking pretty decent. We just need a good old-fashioned war to get us going. And not against just animals, as challenging as some of those have been. Only thing I suppose I could say about these combats is this tying up artillery I could be using elsewhere. So maybe one shouldn't completely discount that. What are you gonna do, Brooder? This is where I start a war with them and find that they have like insane tech and just roll over the top of me or something. It's just possible. But hopefully that won't be the case. What would be good actually is to maybe start a new city down here. Use some of our colonists that way. Oh wow, we just got mauled somewhere. 310 guns and 10 missiles. Again, it's militia dudes, so, you know, not the worst thing in the world, but only killing 100 walkers, that's pretty poor. On Revolution, we have discovered walker hydraulics. Okay, so we make some mechs, that's always cool. We can annex someone. Okay. Right, order, decisions first. You demand. Soldier morale, sure, we'll try that. Might not happen, but I'm okay to try and make my troops happier. Interior council tasks. Do we want to change any of this? Yes, I'm going to... What do I want? Bring that down a little bit. Everyone can have one more percentage, and I just don't feel like that's doing much for you.
Affirmative.
Good. Mystic Temple helps with feasts. So we can really go commerce and meritocracy. What are we going for? Commerce, yes. Meritocracy, not so much. We could afford 3 actually, it wouldn't push us over anything. And it's not much money, although we don't have enough. I don't really want to lose the commerce stores. Let's have a look at trade. Can we sell anything that we want to sell? Ah, oh my god, look at the price for rare earths, that's crazy. No, not really. So, it's going to be a no, I'm afraid.
Order received.
Charismatic Union Chief in Saturn. What does he want? Pay rise. Always wants a worker's pay rise. Use demand and buy beers. That's quite a difficult role, actually. Our average is what? 87, difficulty of 90. We can get rid of them. Which is a really super easy roll. But we would take... We would lose some heart, which is... actually disappointing, because I think we were trying to go heart rather than mind, and we'd gain a little bit of fist. But... the only one that's going to actually succeed. There you go. One less union boss to deal with. We don't want the enforcement, so we're going to do nothing, which is going to upset some people, but... hey-ho. Training opportunity for the first gas facility adventurer party. What a name! Oh, right, we can enact things here. Actually, Fist has gone leading. We don't like that. I don't want either of these. I mean, Mind is better, but still, we were trying to go Heart. That would put us on to 44 for enforcement, so it's not really going to impact us yet, so...
Yes, sir.
I'm not really pushing heavily in any one direction, which would be nice to get some of those higher tier parts. Okay. Decision's done. quick scooch at our assets, make sure they got still okay. Yep, full turn there. I don't know what happened with the VidCon station, but I'll not worry about that. You got built okay. You did not, and that's probably a logistical issue because we're building two things at once. Although you are on the main rail line, let's have a look at the... Oh. Short of anything? No, not at all. Okay, I'm not sure why they didn't get a full turn on the metal mine. We did not. Jump into movement time, right. The only fact that you are black on supply, so let's shuffle round. You can come into south, we'll just leave the infantry deal with it. If we lose that artificial biped, yeah, so what? It's not the worst thing to happen. This way. Alright, good. Oh, we can see some of your troops now, so they're probably going to push in this way as well when we kick off, but that's okay, we can make a bit of a line. The AI is responding to my own troop build-up, which makes sense. It's nice to see AI do sensible things like that. Oh, look at the distance on these roads. That was satisfying. Let's put a group move on for you lot. Right, can we do a strat move? Oh, hello. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that was only one card. Well, we'll do. We'll run out. There we go. Starting to see we run out of logistics. That's actually not too bad. We're only up to here now. I mean, can't complain about it. It's getting us most of the way there. Using whatever logistic points are left in the system. Okay, good. So, say one more turn, gets position, and then we'll attack the turn after. It's potentially going to get us a whole bunch of fist. Might not be what we're after, but there we go. So if we're going to actually try and attack again, let's take just the artillery focused ones. Do some artillery focused attacks. And then maybe we'll try and assault the troops again. Well, that's gone much worse than last time, unfortunately. Okay, we do get a minus 8% there, so let's lose some of the weaker units. Right, if we lost 3 of the militia ones, it goes up again. Well, let's not attack with you. -4? -3? -1. Right, we'll try that. I feel like it's going to go badly, but we'll give it a go.
Going in.
Oh wow, good start. One loss in the militia, so sucks to be them.
Mission success.
Sweet! We've rooted them out, and our light infantry battalion here seems to be the heroes of the day. 3 kills between them. And then 1 for each of these guys. Excellent. And of course, because they were surrounded, they get wiped out. Alright, well, we shall advance and take out this little batch, because why not? We're in a bug clearing type. Over here, things went worse. Yeah, and we're going to have to watch out for... Oh, hello. That's moderately terrifying. Your tank's going to be rolling to the south here. Potentially, it's not a big deal. I don't really have much in the way of AT. I don't know how good your tanks are. Will this tell me? Here we go. Light tank, 60mm howitzer. Some light tank units down here. The best way to deal with that is probably to raise some of my own armour. In Saturn. How are resources looking? Resources are looking healthy. Let's do that. Let us raise a regiment, no, battalion of tanks. And I think I'm just going to go for the medium tank battalion again because they do bring in some of the AT stuff as well. That. And we can help use that to counter the light tanks we've got going on down here. And with that in mind, maybe we want to say, you know what, I'm not so worried about these bugs. They're going to act as a stumbling block should these guys try and come rolling across the plains. I like it. You can see the AI gets free roads and they build them in all sorts. Also, it's nice, a road network I'm going to be able to steal, so yeah, happy with that. Good, assets good. I need a little bit more ammo. Starting to build up a reasonable backlog of industry and IP. So much so, I think we can probably go and build industry here already. Yes, please. Although, yeah, no, I think that's going to be fine.
Order received.
Great. Okay. 2 more turns until war, I believe. And with that, we're going to draw this episode to a close. So yeah, do come back next time. We're on the brink of kicking off our major war with a Brudersket, which should make or break our domination of this planet, and will give us a nice rounding off point for this run. As ever, this was all taken from a Twitch live stream, so if you are interested in catching me live at some point, then do check out the link in the description below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you all next time.